All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game between, well, Yumiko versus TGW. This game taking place here on Northern Isle. Yumiko has spawned as the blue human player over here on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, SQK TGW spawning over here as the red undead over here on the top right. This is going to be an undead versus human matchup, and thank you, everyone, for tuning in. If you guys are watching on Facebook, definitely check out my Twitch and or YouTube channel. Just search for Crota and WarCraft 3, and you should definitely find me ready for those juicy WGL replays. I am ready for them. I don't know if I will have access to them, or if enough people cast them besides me, then there should be more reasons for me to cast non-WGL replays and instead cast some games that the community hasn't gotten to take a look at. We are going to be looking at a Mountain King and Footman now making their way out. Second farm already being placed down. The third farm should be placed down right here. And it is going to be a Mountain King first here. Now we are going for... Okay. Crypt Lord is not your typical hero. Yumiko... TGW going for a rather unorthodox hero first. This is going to be, the Crypt Lord. Crypt Lord, it always confuses me just a little bit. I need to think about it a little bit more. The Crypt Lord is, that little spidery unit off over there. And, we'll see how all of this is going to be unfolding. Apparently all of my keyboard and all of my cables are all messed up for some reason. Not quite sure who repositioned them all, but hopefully it doesn't get too far in the way. Mountain King already out onto the field. We're in at the 2-minute 10-second mark. We can take a look. Tomb of Relics is right here. A lot of ghouls already currently out, and the Crypt Lord is actually a bit delayed. Crypt Lord now going to make its way out, and the Crypt Lord is actually... Oh, thank you for the cheer, Zero Nemo. And as we're going to take a look at the Crypt Lord now, pick up a Rod of Necromancy, most likely, and see what else he's going to do. Sacrificial Skull, and this could potentially be an expansion attempt. Early expansion attempt. Let's take a look at this Crypt Lord now making its rounds out. And what often happens... no. Okay, the Sacrificial Skull, Rod of Necromancy, I thought... unsummoning the Altar of Darkness. Alright, this is a really, really unorthodox strategy. I don't know quite what to make of this. I'll have to make some assumptions a little bit later on. But taking a look here, one Acolyte on the far side. We are going into a Scout Tower, and Yumiko, not knowing what his opponent's going for, has gone for a Scout Tower already inside his base. He could be going perhaps for an Arcane Tower, perhaps expecting that there's going to be a very, very quick rush, as we're looking at, a rejuvenation potion being used by this Crypt Lord. Crypt Lord also having the Rod of Necromancy and these little Scarab Beetles already out onto the field. That is actually rather scary, if you can imagine that. Another 3 Scarab Beetles already out here. Let's take a look at where they're going to go. Meanwhile, an Acolyte does get taken down. Mountain King now making its way over. Mountain King most likely will be forced to try and use Thunderclap, as we're now going into Ghouls and an Acolyte making their way out across over here. This Acolyte taking a large amount of damage. There is, a small amount of damage. There is that Ziggurat. Now this is going to be an expansion attempt, and we are going to be looking at a fair amount of damage being done here. Crypt Lord already sitting at level 2. Crypt Lord into an expansion without an Altar of Kings or Altar of Darkness. So this is a very, very highly invested strategy here. No additional heroes going to be added in. As you see, there is a reveal now. Ziggurat is nearly done, but there is a large army of melee units. This is actually rather scary here. Mountain King at level 3, though. That clap is just going to be able to eat through so many of those units. You have to be extremely careful. Scarabs now need to back away. Mountain King trying to lead the charge here, as we are looking at the Scarabs now trying to perhaps double back around just a little bit. We are going into a second Crypt here. There is that Ziggurat. Ghouls maybe coming across over here to engage. Mountain King now going to be going after this haunted or gold mine that is currently being haunted. What is going on? A beautiful impale, as all of them appear to just line up for the exact impale that you saw right there. There's the cancellation. Mountain King, however, off onto the side a little bit. Where is he going to go? There is that Crypt Lord continuing to wander around. We are looking at a Ziggurat purposely getting canceled right now as a scroll of town portal forcing the units to try and head away. Nerubian Tower does come online in time. Another haunted gold mine will be added in there. You can take a look, a cancellation on the other side. The Scarab Beetles able to finish off and, well, perhaps stop any sort of an expansion attempt. The Scarab Beetles may try to make its way over, perhaps to try and, well, disrupt a bit of that healing. Oh, a big thunderclap. That was what we were waiting for there. The Scarab Beetles trying to disrupt all of that right there. Mountain King may just get off a Stormbolt to finish off that Ghoul. As we're going to take a look, that Ghoul trying to get away. Meanwhile, all the Scarab Beetles getting finished off. The disruption on the healing of some of them did get disrupted here as we're now looking at level 3 on this Crypt Lord. All right, Crypt Lord, what is it going to be going for its next level ability? The Scarab Beetles should get the upgraded variety here in just a moment. That inner fire, that additional armor, rather problematic. Meanwhile, we're looking at the Footmen engaging and now trying to make their way back. All right, there goes that unit there. It looks as though those Scarab Beetles didn't get any upgrade, and that is another pendant of mana. 555 mana on a strength-based hero. Ghouls now making their way over. We are taking a look. Militia now making their way over as well. There is one Nerubian Tower. Ghouls trying to come back. Footmen are all right here, ready to go, ready to take down this Tomb of Relics as it, well, there's the clap once more. A big clap right there causing a bit of disruption. Massive repairs coming across over, trying to get all of this back up and running. Mountain King, a second thunderclap, finishes off 2 of those acolytes pretty much instantaneously as the new Scarab Beetles 15 to 18 damage plus a little bit more hit points coming over to engage. All right, there is a roar. There is a big clap as well. Yumiko going to be able to eat through much of this. Towers now coming across as well. Every unit on the board seems to be just low on hit points as you can just take a look at how much damage is being added every which way. Ghoul is now trying to fight away. Let's take a look. The Blight is causing some major problems. You can see, well, a tower currently up but not doing much of anything. A Siphon mana now giving that Paladin some, that Mountain King some necessary mana. All right, more engaging. We should be looking at another clap. So many ghouls could get taken down here. No, they're going to be backing off again. There goes another ghoul and another beetle as the units are now trying to head back every which way. All right, Crypt Lord gonna get taken down. Mountain King now getting up to level 4 as these units are just getting eaten alive. All right, Burrow on those little scarab guys right now. Let's take a look at this. 2 Nerubian towers plus ghouls, 3 acolytes mining away as this ghoul is attempting to just do a little bit of scouting to head back. We are only at tier 1. We are just now going into a graveyard as this ghoul gets taken down, giving that Blood Mage level 2. That Blood Mage now at level 2. This is going to be a difficult proposition right now. Acolytes, well, shifting their way over. Are we perhaps going to get a... Well, there is that Tomb of Relics again. Meanwhile, Blood Mage Paladin getting a little bit more mana, and that Mountain King with that Thunderclap has really done massive damage to all of those melee units. Back off to the north, no resurrection because, well, the Altar of Darkness one was unsummoned, meaning that this poor Crypt Lord was resurrected at the tavern. All right, let's take a look. Units now trying to back away once more. Well, building, having a strategy that relies on a solo or no Altar of Darkness after your first hero seems rather dangerous as we are taking a look at it now. This Crypt Lord, low on mana. What is it trying to do? Doesn't have any mana, really. Down to 35. What can it really do right now as Ziggurats are getting added in here? All right. We are going into a Spirit Tower as well. We are getting up some additional towers across here. We are going also into air units as the Mountain King Footmen and Skeletal Minions are going to try and engage. Here you have it. There's a bit of an engagement. Acolytes now being brought over. Let's take a look. More units now making their way over as well. Mountain King trying to make their way over. As you can see, Dragonhawk Riders are in the air sniping down some of those ghouls. Mountain King currently getting slowed majorly, but now needs to back away. Is it going to be able to head back down to 10 hit points? The Dragonhawk Rider finishes it off. The Nerubian Tower causing some major problems here. Let's see, are we perhaps going to get some more repairs? Yes, we are. Some major repairs. There is a Stormbolt from an Acolyte. Acolyte going to get taken down. More units now making their way over. Perhaps Dragonhawk Riders will have Cloud here in just a moment. Meanwhile, the Crypt Lord on the move again. Where is it going to perhaps try and go? Perhaps just try and shut down the opposing expansion down across here. One guard tower nearly ready. Meanwhile, Acolytes are getting sniped down slowly but surely. Well, thank you for the follow as we're taking a look right across here. Acolytes constantly repairing again. Crypt Fiends are currently out in the field. Damage is starting to add back up. The repairs are going to be able to hold. Meanwhile, back across here, the Crypt Lord says, you know what? I want some, well, what am I doing? He's actually just tangled up amongst the creeps, not really doing anything of use. As we're now going to take a look at the ghouls, now make their way over here, perhaps try and take down this arcane vault. No, just going to run straight inside and get some damage onto these units here. All right, Crypt Lord is right there. You can see all of those peasants are already there, ready for the thank you for the subscribe, ready for the repairs. Crypt Lord unable to engage. Massive number of units are all fighting across here. Dragonhawk Rider is going to go ahead and poke. TGW is at 26 supply. There's the Stormbolt. Thank you for the subscription again, as the Siphon Mana now draining him away once more. All right, Crypt Lord now making its way back off to the north. Let's take a look. Well, repairs are now finished. We see 3 towers. There is another subscription. Did someone give a lot of subscriptions? If you did, thank you very much, as the Crypt Lord now picks up a Goblin Shredder and, excuse me, the Crypt Lord, not the Crypt Lord. The Goblin Zeppelin picks up a Goblin Shredder and the Crypt Lord as the units are now trying to head back away. All right, let's go ahead and drop them back down. We are up on 2 bases. The expansion is up and running. 2 guard towers going to be more than enough. Yeah, someone definitely gave a lot of subscriptions. Thank you very much. Ghoul is going to go ahead and get finished off there. Dragonhawk Riders are in the air. Blood Mage going to go ahead and siphon mana away from that mountain, or into that Mountain King again, as we are looking at, well, more siphon mana again. That Mountain King gonna have plenty of mana going into the next stage, as that Blood Mage will get to level 3. The downside of the Blood Mage is that later on, when there are no more creeps on the map, it is hard to siphon mana. Well, there's no creeps to siphon mana away from. You're almost then forced to try and purposely engage against your opponent with enough mana to siphon out. We are going to be looking at the Mountain King now making its way over. Dragonhawk Rider in the air. There's the siphon mana. There is that major thunderclap slowing down multiple units. Blood Mage pretty much taking every bit of mana. Now going to give it back to that Mountain King. Mountain King gets in another big thunderclap once more, as that Mountain King is taking some major damage. Back across here, the Crypt Lord sitting at level 4. Double Pendant of Energies, Potion of Healing, Potion of Mana. Where is it going to go? What can it really do with this, well, bug-like army? Back off to the north here, we are looking at 2 bases to 2 bases. TGW down by about 12 supply. You can see skeletal minions are just making their way over and just trying to harass the base once more. Not much is really going to be done here, as the Crypt Lord is going to stay at level 4. This 4/4 remaining level 4 creeps is not going to give level 5 to that Crypt Lord. Meanwhile, the Mountain King has plenty of mana, and this Blood Mage is actually looking at all of these units here, wondering to himself, well, when should I start siphoning? There is that siphon mana now, removing as much mana as possible, and perhaps going to be giving it back to that Mountain King here in just a moment. No, siphoning from another unit instead, and it's going to be giving it to that Mountain King, who is now getting up to level 5. Blood Mage sitting at level 3. Mountain King, oh, didn't want to finish off that unit too quickly. Blood Mage now low on mana, as the Mountain King is a bit topped off. Meanwhile, we are looking at another expansion attempt by TGW. TGW is in every single corner of the map right now. Ogre Magi going to go ahead and get cleared up as well. Meanwhile, some of those, well, poor beetles going to be forced to back away. And I guess that's the point of those beetles. It is just as a little bit of a scouting unit as well. Level 4 on this Crypt Lord should be able to get to level 5 here in just a moment, purposely taking down some of the little creeps as well in order perhaps summon some more scarabs. Yeah, the scarabs are just constantly back out onto this field. This level 8 creep will get taken down, as we are looking looking at a Necropolis getting summoned here. All right, let's take a look. This should give level 5. There you go. Getting up to level 5, picking up a Wand of Mana Stealing, getting up a Cloak of Flames as well. As we're going to take a look, this is a bit difficult to push on because of these towers. One Dragonhawk Rider going to be enough. Blood Mage looking strong here. Let's take a look. Mountain King should be thunderclapping or clapping here in just a moment. There it goes. Well, there's some skeletal minions. The clap should be inbound. Not quite sure why it isn't as of yet. Mountain King has more than enough mana, but perhaps he's trying to save it up for the upcoming battle. Gargoyles are in the air as well. Death Knight now joins in on the fight. A new Altar of Darkness perhaps had to have been built somewhere. Where was it built? How come I don't see it? No. There it is, all the way in the back off over there. Death Knight gonna be able to get to level 2. Has a plethora of items and gonna pick up, what is that? Mantle of I can't, well, that's a +3 item. Is that Ring of Protection +3 right there? All right, Death Knight, level 2, Unholy Aura, Goblin Zeppelin. We're going to be seeing, well, the level 3 variety of these summons, 22 to 27 damage. Very high damage indeed. And that army just looks that much stronger and more powerful. Meanwhile, Yumiko has added in a Paladin to round out his, well, human army, as we're looking at TGW finally getting into tier 3. All right, Gargoyle showing up onto the fight here. Both towers pretty much getting taken down. Cloak of Flames on this, this Crypt Lord, making it hazardous to your health to even just stand next to him. All right, Crypt Fiend going to be trying to get back away. Let's take a look. Are we perhaps going to see some peasants get taken down here? The priests don't want to be joined in on this fight at all. Let's take a look at this. Perhaps Death Coil onto a Gargoyle. No Death Coil onto a Gargoyle. Meanwhile, well, a Blood Mage continuing this battle up. All right, Banish onto a low hit point unit. You see Shackle. He is completely immune to anything up from the physical realm, as a Gargoyle will get taken down. All right, units different on every side, every which way. Units now trying to head back. Death Coil trying to save in some more units as we're constantly trying to fight away. It's the Crotacast showing, sponsored by PBJ. Thank you very much. As we're looking at, well, more engagements still happening. All right, there is another Impale. Bloodlord no longer being able to siphon mana. Death Knight is right here as well. Let's take a look. Blood Mage could be in trouble as you take a look. The Blood Mage down to 175. Holy Light does save it. Units are still trying to battle it out as the Crypt Lord is chasing after those units there. All right, summoning up some more units. There is another Impale once more, as you're going to see a Dragonhawk Rider now taken down. Paladin up to level 3. Blood Mage still sitting at level 4, low on mana. Death Knight needs to give some potions of mana to that Crypt Lord, as the Crypt Lord is going to drop those 2 pendants, use the potion, and then pick it back up, ready to go. There's a huge Impale right there. Oh my goodness, if that Crypt Lord just stands next to all of those units right there, that's pretty much going to be over. There is a siphon mana. Are we going to see an Impale? No Impale in time, as the units are now trying to head back. Death Knight still wandering back around. Let's take a look at this. Still getting in some more Scarabeetles. Death Knight could be in trouble. Death Coil onto the Fiend. What was that about? Scroll of Town Portal onto that Crypt Lord, as the units are going to all try and back away. TGW had a number of outs to easily clear out and finish off a number of units here. You can see Undead now running on 3 bases, still in no upkeep. So he's getting, what, 1,800 gold a minute. That is perhaps a record that I've seen in all of my years of casting WarCraft 3. There's one Goblin Zeppelin right there, as dropping the Crypt Lord with Cloak of Flames would finish off a number of these units. Time for mortar combat. No signs of mortar combat at all, as I don't see a workshop as of yet. All right, Yumiko getting into 55 supply. Meanwhile, TGW at 48 here. Priest, Rifleman, Paladin, Blood Mage now going to try and push on through. Let's take a look. There are a number of Spirit Towers here, and this is just dangerous to try and engage. Acolytes could be brought over to repair here. Inner Fire is also here as well. No sign of Destroyers. As we take a look, Crypt Fiend's now dropping into position. All right, low hit point Crypt Fiend should actually be backing off. This guard tower nearing death, as we're going to take a look at the units now backing up here in just a moment. Death Coil saves that unit again, as you see the teleport to try and land, but it's not going to be in time, wasting of that 350 gold. All right, mortar team's gonna be coming in. There goes a Banshee. Units are gonna go ahead and try and engage. There is an Impale, and in comes the Pit Lord. Pit Lord with Howl of Terror, perhaps, ready to go ahead and deal some damage. Orb of Corruption. Does it hit multiple units? No, it only hits the primary target. You see an Impale onto the Crypt Lord now, as you now see, well, sorry, a Stormbolt, and then followed by the Impale. More battling still raging through here. Crypt Lord is in a great spot, as we should be looking at another Siphon Mana. No, there it is. There's another Siphon Mana, followed by the Impale. Pit Lord is just swiping its way through, trying to get as much damage as possible. All right, there goes that Pit Lord, though. Level 3 Stormbolt and level 1 Holy Light making short work of that hero. Units now heading back off to the north. Death Knight. Death Knight, Anti-Magic Shell, Cloak of Flames is right there as well. Let's take a look. Multiple Acolytes. We are going also into a dark, or into a shade, to keep track of this human army. Thank you, Matter Wave, for the follow, as the Blood Mage and Paladin are going to be here ready to go next. Over here on the top right-hand side, let's take a look. Well, Slaughterhouse going into Abominations. And I gotta say, this base looks nothing like any other Undead base I've ever seen. Dual Slaughterhouse, one Necropolis, one Black Citadel. This is one Necropolis of 2 that are currently on the map. As well, we may end up seeing Yumiko running out of resources rather quickly. Let's take a look back across over here. TGW, well, keeping out an eye on this expansion, making sure no one's trying to take it as of yet. There's 10 minutes of mining over here at this base, as we're going to be looking at the Paladin now make its way over. No destroyers. Stormbolt onto here. There is that beautiful anti-magic shell. There's that Siphon Mana. Gonna go ahead and Impale. Doesn't hit the Blood Lord, or the Blood Mage, though, causing major problems right there, as the Blood Mage able to Siphon Mana away so much. Fursic, thank you for the cheer, as the Pit Lord trying to head back once again. Let's go ahead, continuing to pull back once more. Pit Lord. Pit Lord is back over here, still sitting at level 1. He's not going to be the determining factor of this battle. Well, Mountain King has the Orb of Fire, but may consider giving it to the Blood Mage, as he doesn't have a range. The Death Knight currently sitting at level 3, and at level 3, Death Knight sitting at level 3, that level 2 Death Coil is going to be able to heal up for a large amount. Blood Mage is actually better for that Orb of Fire, since it does have a range attack. The only downside to it, though, is that the Siphon Mana ability on that Blood Mage is a channeled ability, making it so that if that Blood Mage is siphoning mana, well, things can get a little bit funky here. All right, there is an Impale. Units are going to engage again. So again, once more, let's take a look. More damage coming through, as we're looking at an Arcane Vault trying to be built. A Holy Light onto a Mountain King, followed by a Thunderclap, as the Impale picks up all the units once more. Obsidian statues are in the back. And even though this army looks pretty standard now on both sides, how we got here is not your typical human versus undead. Well, I guess a level 5 Crypt Lord is nowhere near normal at all, as we're looking at the, well, Goblin Zeppelin picks up to drop back down, and we may see even more Impales again. Let's take a look. Goblin Zeppelin finally shot down. We don't want to see any of that right now, as we could be looking at another major Impale there. All right, Pit Lord in the back, just slicing its way through so much here. Let's take a look at this. Death Knight unable to do very much. Another Thunderclap, causing major problems, as the Mountain King is, well, going toe-to-toe with that Pit Lord right there. Stormbolt onto the Death Knight. Death Knight finally gets taken down, as more and more of those little summon units are joining in on the fight as well. Crypt Fiends, if they focus down any of those priests in the back, that is going to be a major problem, as the Pit Lord, or the Crypt Lord, could have a bit of problems. Now trying to head back again. Let's take a look. Gonna go ahead and teleport back out. Banshee needs to get away. A Holy Light or a Mountain King Stormbolt would make short work of that. Units heading back now. This doesn't seem... No, this is not Reforged. This is not the Reforged version of the game as of yet. I don't know. Perhaps maybe one day I'll be... maybe I can actually get replays to work on the Reforged version, but that's going to be perhaps a little bit of time later. Acolytes. Many Acolytes currently sitting out across over here. This expansion is going to end up coming to an end. And now, with Yumiko taking or defending this top left expansion, he is going to be in the better position. He knows that right now these other expansions are actually rather low on gold. Only 5 minutes left here, only about 8 minutes or 7 minutes left here. So Yumiko may just be able to hold this position and force battles in this location right here. Strategic advantage on the map. However, there are no upgrades on any of his units, and you can see the Banshees with all of this anti-magic shell does cause a bit of problems too. All right, the Crypt Lord now up to 814 mana with 3 pendants of energy, or pendant of energy. And with that said, we could be looking at multiple impales. The Goblin Zeppelin will be following this Crypt Lord around for quite some time, making sure to interrupt any siphon manas from that Blood Mage. All right, are we perhaps going to be getting some repairs right now? Let's take a look. The Tomb of Relics easily going to get taken down, and down it goes. Now making its way back over. They're going to try and engage. Well, in comes the units. In comes some damage, as the Mountain King may not want to engage at all at this point. If it tries to Stormbolt anything, well, it's not going to really come out on top. Meanwhile, back across over here, this expansion is now up and running. We do see one meat wagon amongst all of these units, a lot of abominations as well, with an additional obsidian statue coming across too. Now, I don't know, do we have destroyers? Yes, we do have one destroyer in the air to devour up that delicious inner fire that all of these priests have been casting across multiple units. All right, anti-magic shell, Stormbolt protecting from much of the damage. There is the impale. Are we going to see a Death Knight? No Death Knight Death Coil there, as a big thunderclap comes across. Units are going to try and engage Banshees. Perhaps they should be casting Curse, as we are looking at a whole bunch of Disease Cloud as well. Acolytes now making their way over, absorbing quite a bit of damage. That, well, Pit Lord up in that front line, dealing so much damage there. Where is that Goblin Zeppelin that needs to pick up that Crypt Lord, as we're going to continue to engage? There is another impale once again. Acolytes purposely being brought over. Meat wagons are in the back, constantly just trying to attack these backline units. Acolytes causing some major traffic jams on the Mountain King. Mountain King, perhaps it's going to be able to get away. There is another impale, but only hitting a handful of units there, as the Pit Lord is, well, still sitting at level 1. Rifleman going to join in on the fight here. Where are these meat wagons going? Meat wagons going after the Rifleman. Holy Light trying to save the unit, as the Avatar of Vengeance, Avatar from the Mountain King, is online. All right, Crypt Lord could be in some major trouble. Siphon mana. Let's take a look at this. Summoning up some more units. The Mountain King forced to use the Scroll of Town Portal to get out of a bad spot. There goes the Pit Lord as well, as we are still seeing more engagement. The Scroll of Town Portal ended up teleporting back home, so this expansion will be lost. No, quickly teleporting back here. Is the Meat Wagon going to be able to do enough damage to this Town Hall? Fighting away. Avatar continuing in that front spot. There is another impale picking up multiple units, as the Crypt Lord is getting closer and closer to level 6. Locust Swarm, I believe, is the ultimate ability. Do we have any potions of mana nearby? No, we do not. And that Blood Mage is going to make sure that this poor guy doesn't get the chance to cast Locust Swarm. That would just be far too powerful. Blood Mage may become the MVP of this fight, keeping this Mountain King constantly topped off, as another Thunderclap hits multiple units again. All right, Obsidian statues are still here nearby. A Destroyer now trying to back off. Meat Wagons continuing to lob attacks here, as the Death Knight unable to get away. Level 4 now on the Death Knight. Is it going to be able to make its way out? Perhaps trying to finish off some of those units. Death Knight gets taken down now, as the Pit Lord gets up to level 6. Level 6 on the Pit Lord. Crypt Fiends, Pit Lord, or Pit Lord makes its way back. Crypt Lord sitting at level 6, trying to make its way over. And, well, there goes a Stormbolt there. This could end up getting taken down. It does get taken down, but the army is still rather large and scary. You gotta respect the army at this point. If you do not, well, things can go from bad to worse here in just a matter of seconds. One meat wagon, 2 meat wagons are right here. Possession onto a Rifleman as well, as we're going to take a look. Crypt Fiends now continuing to engage. 73. Banshees have possession. You have to be careful. You cannot go into any higher knights or any higher tier unit, as they can, well, all of a sudden switch sides. Meat wagons trying to lob attacks against all of these priests here. Priests could get taken down. Blood Mage gets to level 6. We could see a Phoenix. we could see a Phoenix as well, as all the units are still trying to engage. Blood Mage summons the Phoenix now. As you're going to take a look, Destroyer's right here. That magic attack damage so powerful against the Abominations, but the anti-magic shell currently holding its own, continuing to battle through. The meat wagons are starting to eat away at that back line, and it may become far too much as well as the engagement still going on. All right, there is that Egg. Egg needs to get taken down. Egg is taken down in a matter of seconds as the Acolytes are still just constantly trying to repair many of these units again. All right, let's take a look. Abomination, well, it should not be leading the charge. So many Abominations, so low on hit points. Meat Wagon, Scroll of Town Portal in order to get away. Are we perhaps going to get some attacks somewhere else? No, we are not. Blood Mage, Crypt Lord, Pit Lord, Paladin, Death Knight, a plethora of heroes, all unique, as we're looking at the Death Knight going to be rejoining in on this fight. All right, let's take a look at this here. Anti-magic shell, Obsidian statues, very low on mana. Death Knight now back out onto the field. Gonna get a death coil right here. Obsidian statues definitely need mana. Are we training up any additional ones? Yes, we are. There is one right there. Peasants now making their way over here to the top left. This gold mine is now done mining, and this gold mine only has 1 minute left. 600 gold, that's all we're gonna have left for TGW. Yumiko has the smaller army but is still mining away, has 10 minutes of mining left over here on the top left. Death Knight ready to go here. Pit Lord sitting at level 2. Even if it gets to level 3, is it really going to be able to hold out all that well? Howl of Terror would perhaps be useful here, as we're taking a look at a skeletal minion just doing a bit of scouting again. We're looking for this Crypt Lord who was at level 6 to resurrect and get back in onto the fight as well. 79 supply, not trying to get any additional. 1 obsidian statue while offering a bit of healing, as the Banshees are going to be here ready to go once more. All right, these Acolytes could easily just unsummon this entire base as well. No reason to have any footprint there any longer if it means that you can get a little bit of a larger army for the upcoming fight. Let's take a look at this. I was surprised that the Town Hall was not pressured. The Town Hall, if it was pressured and the meat wagons were able to actually take it down, this fight would be a completely different story. Still though, waiting for that Crypt Lord to rejoin in level 6 before making its way back out again. Now, Paladin does have a crystal ball, perhaps doesn't realize that there is a shade nearby. Blood Mage is sitting at level 6, and unfortunately all of this waiting is just going to give your opponent the opportunity to to reset the cooldowns on his ultimate abilities as well. That is the problem. If you lose one of your main heroes in a fight and forced to resurrect it, by the time it gets back out, well, things can go sideways very quickly. All right, let's take a look at this. This Crypt Lord up to 590 mana already. We're going to be looking at a little bit of an engagement, a little bit of attacking here. The Crypt Lord should perhaps be backing away. Not quite sure what's going on. Acolytes repairing. There you go. Another +3 item right there. Not quite sure what it is. Could be Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3. My Chinese is just horrible. What is the follow-up play here? I believe all of the creep camps have already been cleared out. No reason to attack expansions that don't have any gold mines whatsoever. This is completely gone now. Acolytes joining in. Perhaps they are on auto repair as well. They should have buildings. If gold is short, these Acolytes will not be able to repair the obsidian statues, the Goblin Zeppelin, or the meat wagons. That is the issue at hand right now. All right, let's take a look at this. A handful of units could end up getting taken out in transit. There goes one priest right there as the other shows up to the party just in time. All right, let's take a look at this. Impale coming in. There it goes. A big Impale coming back as the units are now trying to back it off once more. Let's take a look at this. More engaging. There is that Locust Swarm going after all of those units, and it is just hazardous to your health to even be near any of these units now, or be near clear this Crypt Lord now. That is the problem, as the units are going to come across and engage here. All right, let's take a look at this Crypt Lord leading the charge. There is another major Impale coming across. Destroyers, are they going to devour magic? No, I haven't seen that as of yet. Big Thunderclap coming across as the Acolytes coming over as well. Siphon mana into that Mountain King. Mountain King should be able to get off multiple Thunderclaps, continuing that fight here. Meanwhile, an Egg going to get taken down right there. Death Knight continuing the charge so far. Crypt Lord, does it still have the ultimate ability going? No, it does not. Obsidian statues are actually purposely attacking here instead of healing back on the other side. There is another Impale once more. Goblin Zeppelin picking up the Crypt Lord, dropping it back down as the Mountain King is still looking strong. Mountain King could end up finishing off multiple units. Pit Lord uses the Potion of Lesser Invulnerability to try and fight its way, or perhaps get past all of these units here. Another Impale, as we see an Abomination perhaps going to get taken down. Death Coil saving the Pit Lord, but the Pit Lord is very, very low on health. It's going to get taken out as well, and Yumiko takes the game. All right, a long, drawn-out battle, but Mountain King with Thunderclap ends up being the main damage dealer with the support from a level 6 Blood Mage. Siphon mana. Thunderclap from that Mountain King for ages. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.